Tonight on News 5 Live, 2 men are dead and another is in stable condition following a traffic mishap in Orange Walk District. A trio of Belize City residents is charged for the murder of Gabriel Tillett, while several others, including Tillett's siblings, are charged for gang membership. Controversy surrounding the publication of the redistricting report and the Mendes legal opinion. These stories and more coming up on News 5 Live.
Bye. Why long time to try call you?
Meet Alex.
Where they go on, man?
Alex signed up for a Digi One premium bundle. He's loving it. With his free mobile plan, Alex can talk and surf on the go as much as he wants. Topping up and buying data is a thing of the past. Alex now has Digi TV. He enjoys all his games and his favorite shows, no matter if he's on the go or at home. And Alex also enjoys the fastest, most reliable home internet speeds with his DigiNet service. He is living his best life. Alex bundled. Alex is saving $70 monthly compared to purchasing these services from the other providers. Be like Alex. Sign up for your Digi One bundle package today. Digi One. One bundle, no hassle, exceptional value.
Watch The Truth of God with Pastor Gino Jennings of the First Church of Our Lord Jesus Christ every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. exclusively on Channel 5 Belize. The Truth of God with Pastor Gino Jennings every Sunday at 8 a.m. on Channel 5 Belize.
A mosquito breeding site can be as big as a barrel or as small as this container. This is why it is very important to eliminate mosquito breeding sites in and around the home. Wash and change the water in containers at least every 7 days. If you have water barrels, remember to keep them well covered and wash with soap at least every 7 days. If you live in an area where there are many mosquitoes, protect doors and windows with mosquito nets. Turn containers that can accumulate water upside down and eliminate those that cannot be used. Keep trash bins well covered and free from water. Clean gutters and drains to avoid accumulating garbage and water. Share this information with your neighbors so that the entire community works to eliminate breeding sites and prevent dengue. Remember, check, wash, cover, Flip and eliminate.
Digi users, vote for your favorite KTV contestant by texting the contestant's number and sending it to 588. Voting will be open from 8 p.m. on Tuesday until Sunday at midnight. Each vote costs 55 cents. Smart users, vote by texting the number of votes followed by a space, then your contestant's number, and send it to 5885. Each vote costs 50 cents. Here are this week's contestants.
Me encantan las gorras retecaladoras, que tengan hermanos que no sean celosos, que tengan sus novios caras de babos. Me encanta la vida, me gusta el amor, soy aventurero, revacilador.
The moon to shine like a star, this is for you, wherever you are. Yeah, yeah.
Been given, so I'm never gonna dance again the way I dance with you. You didn't feel the same. Heartbreak anniversary, and I get like this every time. You need, and I know you want, 'cause I can't make you love me if you don't. And I hope the angels know what they have. I'll bet it's so nice up in heaven.
And take my breath away if only you would say, I can love me better, baby, can love me better. I can love me better, baby, can love me better. I can love me better, baby. It's all great taste lovable. It's easy to achieve.
I can be your hero, baby. I can kiss away the pain away.
Tune in to KTV, The Remix, Season 5, every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Live only on 5.
Taking its name from the venerable father of the nation, the George Price Highway stretches 77 miles from Belize City to Dengue Viejo. Originally built in the 1930s, this cross-country highway system is the artery that links Belize to Central America at the western border with Guatemala. That connection facilitates overland trade, supporting Belize's economic development. Winding its way across the scenic countryside, the George Price Highway from Roaring Creek to Esperanza has been fully reconstructed to meet international standards, with particular emphasis on road safety. A shorter and hassle-free commute is best enjoyed when everyone obeys the traffic laws. To reduce the number and frequency of road traffic accidents, it means that a seatbelt must be worn at all times and the speed limit observed when traveling along the highway. It also means that pedestrians must use sidewalks and crosswalks where available. Buses should only board and discharge passengers at a designated bus stop. Road safety is everyone's responsibility. Begins with you.
Every year, World Environment Day is celebrated on June 5, and the Department of the Environment, within the Ministry of Sustainable Development, Climate Change and Disaster Risk Management, joins the nation of Belize and other United Nations member countries in worldwide awareness and action to protect our environment, with this year's theme being to beat plastic pollution. We have seen the effects of climate change, now exacerbated by the effects of plastic pollution, primarily from single-use plastics. The Ministry, through the auspices of the Department of the Environment, has enacted the Pollution from Plastics Regulation in 2020, noting that single-use plastics is of high environmental concern. This regulation sought to curb the environmental impacts associated with single-use plastics and to better promote green alternatives, which resulted in the development of national standards for biodegradable products.
The government of Belize, through the Department of Environment, has been controlling and enforcing these regulations to ensure that we protect Belize from the threats of plastic pollution. In so doing, nationwide market surveillance and product sampling has been conducted, resulting in enforcement actions which includes sale prohibition and confiscation of single-use plastics and styrofoam. The detrimental environmental impacts of single-use plastics are everyone's concern. The government calls upon all businesses, industries, civil societies, NGOs, and you, the citizens of Belize, to have civic pride and to help in the fight against plastic pollution and to further contribute to the national efforts in transitioning to a circular economy. Together, we can beat plastic pollution. Happy World Environment Day.
Good evening. Welcome to News 5 Live for Friday, July 7th. I am Anwin Apolonio. We begin our newscast tonight with a tragedy up north where two persons lost their lives in a fatal road traffic accident. It happened around 4:30 this morning near San Antonio Village in Orange Walk District. Investigation has revealed that a police vehicle driven by Jose Paz ordered the driver of a dump truck to stop. That driver, 42-year-old Sheldon Main, complied and pulled up behind the police vehicle, which was parked to the right side of the road when traveling towards San Antonio Village. A Caribbean Chicken Limited freight line truck carrying chickens came up from behind and collided into the dump truck, which subsequently crashed into the police pickup truck. Driving the freight line truck at the time was 26-year-old Jeremy Portillo. He died on impact. Traveling along with him were his uncle, 38-year-old Cornelio Magana, and his 18-year-old son, Isair Magana. Both Cornelio and Isair were rushed to the Northern Regional Hospital, but Cornelio later succumbed to his injuries, while Isair is said to be in a stable condition.
The village of San Felipe in the Orange Walk district is mourning the death of two of its residents and praying for the recovery of another following a fatal road traffic accident this morning on the road leading to San Antonio Village. Cornelio Magana and his nephew Jeremy Portillo were traveling in a Caribbean Chicken freight line truck along with Magana's son Isair Magana when they crashed into the rear of a dump truck parked on the side of the road. Cornelio and Portillo lost their lives. Isair is in a stable condition at the Northern Regional Hospital. The news of the double fatality has residents in San Felipe in shock.
We don't got word to say on this, right? Because, like you be living with them, like, I will say, like, a life, no? And once I know the man is like, he been working like daily, every day, no? Bringing food to the family and everything. Uncle and nephew that passes away, and then I think his son or something is involved on that thing. And I live right in front of a house that he delivered chicken. I heard them every morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, that they are delivering chicken to those people. No? But like I say, something sad that nothing can repair this loss.
Caribbean Chicken Limited has since posted on its social media page extending condolences to the family and friends of the deceased men. All three traveling in the company vehicle were employed with the company for some time. Cornelio for almost 20 years, Portillo for 8, and Isair for over a year. The men had reported to work around 3 this morning and were delivering chickens to San Antonio and Orange Walk town when the deadly accident occurred.
It's a shock for everyone. It's a shock for everyone because you don't expect this thing to happen. Recently, like not long ago, I heard like four persons from a family passed away in the same road to Trinidad, and this is the same way going there. I don't know what is happening with them drivers or no. It's not their fault because they are going to work, not their work, and I don't know. We don't have words to say on this situation, what is going on. It can be me, it can be you, it can be anyone.
News 5 spoke with Magania's wife, who says that the family was too distraught to give an interview at this time. Vice Chair of the San Felipe Village Council, Ricardo Dominguez, says that Magania was well liked in the village and had plans to open a bakery.
Have a plan on opening a bakery, right? Just when the Thursday, I think, he had like the clothing of the school, and then I think he provided them with some pizza and stuff like that, no? And even though I see the kids that he was selling bread and stuff like that, but he is a person that he's been working and he have other plans to do for his family to have them better, you know. And this is something sad because a lot of people that don't have a plan of living, they're killing themselves. They happen nothing to them. So this is sad for the village too. We need to support the family because, you know, we are humans in this, and that's a person that is never looking for trouble. Is always working for their family. And even though right now is the time for every.
Police have arrested 3 men in connection with the murder of 18-year-old Gabriel Tillett. Tillett's body was retrieved from the Lord's Ridge Cemetery on Tuesday morning after his family said he went missing on Monday night. The 3 charged are 22-year-old Robert Lamb, 26-year-old Kevin Lanza, and 28-year-old Samuel Trapp. Police believe these are the men who are responsible for Tillett's death. According to police, their surveillance camera captured the murder of Gabriel Tillett and that it showed 3 men whose identity they know. Earlier today, Samuel Trapp was charged and arraigned for the murder. Trapp was unrepresented in court. The allegations are that he, along with 2 others, murdered Gabriel Tillett on July 4th. He was remanded to the Belize Central Prison until September 7th. Denise Stewart, the mother of the deceased, Gabriel Tillett, expressed her dismay over the fact that just a few days after Gabriel was found murdered, police have charged another of her sons with being the member of a gang. Stewart is frustrated with the system she accuses of compounding her problem at a time when she is grieving.
They came there yesterday and they took my son. And they said, how the boss wants here. I tell them my son gonna wash. What happened again? They said they don't know that. They just follow by procedures. So I said, where they were carrying my son for my son not do nobody nothing. Now today I hear my son call me and tell me how they charge him for gang affiliation. Miss how they charge my son for gang affiliation. Much time the officers they come here son and they come. Anytime anything happen in this neighborhood, they come for my son. They never ever charge my son for no gang affiliation. No, all of a sudden they want to charge my son as a gang member. Now if we try to bury my baby, I know that I try to bury my baby, I will have to have an extra money if you go take out my other son out of prison if you call this funeral, if you attend a burial.
Do you know whether or not he has done something since your other son was found?
He done nothing. My son to work. My son the call center agent.
Late this evening, police informed the media that 19-year-old Daniel Tillett has indeed been charged with being a member of a gang. And while Daniel Tillett has been charged with being a member of a gang, he was not the only one that the police charged today with that offense. Police investigations in the Antelope Street Extension area resulted in 3 more youths facing that charge. They are 27-year-old Alric Lam, 26-year-old Mervyn Martin, and 24-year-old Edwin Suazo. Police gave the addresses of all 3 to be from the same general area. Coming up, long overdue redivision exercise completed. Find out the details when we return.
Hello, friends. I'm Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word. The Bible says, "And Isaac digged again the wells of water which they had digged in the days of Abraham his father, for the Philistines had stopped them after the death of Abraham, and he called their names after the names by which his father had called them." As a small boy, I lived in a sawmill town where most of the houses were exactly alike and the streets were all dirt. At the intersection of most of the main streets stood an old wooden well with a bucket hanging over the pulley to draw the water with. The larger wells were square and about 3 feet wide. We would go to the well and draw water to drink, to cook with, and to wash our clothes with, and to bathe with. We used the well every day, but about once a year the well was shut down. The water level would drop or the water would become contaminated. And when this happened, men would have to go and get on a rope and go down in the well with a bucket and dig it out and clean it out. You know, the Christian life is often like that. It has been amazing to me that through the years to see how some people's lives can be as refreshing as a drink of water from a cool, deep well, and yet all of a sudden seem to lose that quality and go dry. Sin can stop our wells up, and when it does, we need to clean them out. We do this by confessing our sins to Christ. Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
Smart introduces Real Unlimited Postpaid Plans, providing customers with unlimited talk, unlimited text, and unlimited data. Now that's a real great deal. With Smart Plus, Share 1 and 2, and Enterprise 1 and 2 plans, you can talk as much as you want, text as much as you want, and for the first time ever in Belize, you can enjoy unlimited data with your postpaid plan. So come in and sign up for an unlimited postpaid plan and enjoy limitless possibilities. In addition, other plans such as the Flex Junior, Choice, and Select have been boosted with a lot more talk, text, and data, providing you with the best value for your budget. Be unlimited with Smart.
It's time to power your dollar with Smart.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Welcome to the neighborhood. How are you?
I'm kind of okay. The thing is, I've been living here for the past 2 months now, and I haven't gotten the chance to transfer my telephone and transfer my cable. I have been so caught up and so busy dealing with the kids and unpacking and organizing that the time is not enough.
Really? There is one more thing that you need to add to that transfer list. Haven't you seen the ad from the Elections and Boundaries Department advising it's the transfer of electors period? July and August of each year are the only 2 months that you can do that?
Every year, July 1st to August 31st, registered persons can be transferred from one electoral division to another. The law states that after a registered person has resided in a new division for at least 2 months, the elector shall visit the Elections and Boundaries Registration Office in his or her new division and apply for a transfer. Electors are urged to provide true and accurate information, as it is an offense to give false information. Electors are encouraged to bring along their voter's identification card or any other picture identification, such as a passport, social security card, or a driver's license, along with a utility bill in the elector's name, which will assist us in the verification of your new address.
Since I'm here now and I'm in the transfer mood, I will go down to the Election and Boundaries Registration Office to apply to be transferred in my new division. And I must ensure that I have a say in who represent me in my new constituency in which I reside.
Do remember that electors are urged to give true and accurate information, for it is an offense to give false information.
Thanks for that, man.
This is a message from the Elections and Boundaries Department.
Digi users, vote for your favorite KTV contestant by texting the contestant's number and sending it to 588. Voting will be open from 8 p.m. on Tuesday until Sunday at midnight. Each vote costs 55 cents. Smart users, vote by texting the number of votes followed by a space, then your contestant's number, and send it to 5885. Each vote costs 50 cents. Here are this week's contestants.
Me encantan las gorras retecaladoras, que tengan hermanos que no sean celosos, que tengan sus novios caras de babos. Me encanta la vida, me gusta el amor, soy aventurero, revacilador.
You shine like a star. This is for you, wherever you are.
Been given, so I'm never gonna dance again the way I dance with you. I love you. You didn't feel the same. Heartbreak anniversary, and you're like this every time. You need, and
know you want, 'cause I can't make you love me if you don't.
and I hope the angels know what they have. I'll bet it's so nice up in heaven.
And take my breath away if only you would say, I can love me better, baby. Can love me better. I can love me better, baby. Can love me better. I can love me better, baby. And all greatest love of all. It's easy to achieve.
I can be your hero, baby. I can kiss away the pain. Oh, yeah.
Tune in to KTV The Remix Season 5 every Tuesday at 8 p.m. live only on 5.
The redivision exercise carried out by the Elections and Boundaries Commission has been completed. The activity was held to consider the distribution of Belize's population and make provisions for dividing the country into at least 28 electoral divisions. The chairman of the Elections and Boundaries Commission will present a report with proposals to the National Assembly for it to be presented to the House of Representatives. A release issued earlier informs that during this period, any publication or dissemination of the report prior to the previously mentioned steps being taken is a violation of the privileges and standing order of the House of Representatives. Following that release, the United Democratic Party has issued a statement denouncing what it describes as the Elections and Boundaries Commission, quote, attempting to suppress the publication of the redistricting proposal it will present to Parliament on July 30th, 2023, end quote. According to the UDP release, the Elections and Boundaries Commission has zero authority to invoke the standing orders of the House of Representatives. Elsewhere in the release, it calls on the Elections and Boundaries Commission to, quote, rescind that preposterous press release and adhere to the Constitution of Belize, which allows for freedom of expression and should enshrine freedom of the press to publicly scrutinize and criticize this redistricting report that falls woefully short of the constitutional requirements, end quote. Prime Minister John Briceño commented on the matter on Thursday.
The process is that the committee hands it to the Elections and Boundaries Commission. They review it, and if they accept the recommendations or make any changes, then that will be tabled to the National Assembly. I'm not sure if the Prime Minister tables it, or if it's going to be the Minister responsible for the Elections and Boundaries Commission. But the process is from the committee, Elections and Boundaries Commission, and then it goes on to the National to the National Assembly for debate and to be able to either accept or not.
Any concerns at this time about the proposal, because I know that was issued to the different political parties?
Well, it was not issued officially to any political parties. What has happened is that one member decided to hand it over to their political party. That should have stayed within them. But the thing is that, we live in a vibrant democracy, and you could never please 100%. So you only require one person to say I'm not happy and to be wanting to take out a court or to challenge it to the court. What is important, and I've mentioned it to the Minister responsible for Election Boundaries Commission, which is Minister Henry Charles Osha, is that it is important that whatever comes to the House, that it could withstand the scrutiny of the courts.
Earlier today, Cabinet Minister Francis Fonseca weighed in once again on the definitive agreement that was signed between Portico Enterprises Limited and the government of Belize in 2020. Fonseca admits that he never saw the legal opinion provided by Dr. Ben Juratowicz on the validity of the agreement. He also described the extensive coverage by the media on the controversial agreement as flogging a dead horse. Here's what he shared with reporters this morning.
No, I've never seen the Juratowicz opinion. My involvement in this matter has been in responding to a question from the leader of the opposition. I did so on behalf of the Attorney General, responding to the question. So, you know, as I said in my response to that question, you know, this matter is completed. I know some elements in our media want to continue flogging this dead horse. But the bottom line of all of this is that the government of Belize, this cabinet, rejected the entire definitive agreement. This is a UDP agreement that came before us. We were advised, as I said in the House, that we had a legal obligation to look at it and review it. And that is how it ended up in front of the cabinet. Once we reviewed it, we made a full and final determination that it is not something that we would want to review and further advance. And as the Prime Minister very dramatically demonstrated, we put an end to that definitive agreement. So, you know, that's the bottom line. You can twist and turn and look for all sorts of different angles. But at the end of the day, the bottom line is that this PUP government put an end to a corrupt UDP definitive agreement. We ended it.
In respect of the legal opinion provided by Senior Counsel Douglas Mendes and his law partner on May 4th on the agreement between Portico and the government of Belize, Minister Fonseca also chimed in on the differences in perspective. Mendes's legal opinion is contained in an 18-page document, and in it he says that the agreement was executed by the minister for and on behalf of the government of Belize. At the time of signing the agreement, the ministerial portfolios for tourism and ports were not assigned to the minister. Mendes goes on to say, quote, according to the instructions recorded in the advice, the agreement was not approved by Parliament, Cabinet, the GOB Investment Committee, the then Prime Minister of the then Attorney General, nor were any consultations held with Cabinet or the Prime Minister. We have great difficulty acting on the basis of such assumed instructions, end quote. In conclusion, Mendes wrote, quote, we are of the opinion that the foregoing is relevant insofar as the government might be minded to abide by the terms of the agreement. There is nothing unlawful or unconstitutional about the National Assembly enacting legislation giving effect to the obligations under the agreement to grant concessions. Further, to the extent that there is any remaining doubt as to whether the minister had authority to bind the government or as to whether the agreement violated the provisions of the Finance and Audit Reform Act or any of its provisions were illegal, there is nothing unlawful or objectionable about the legislature enacting a law which ratifies the agreement and specifies that the agreement is to be given legal force, end quote. Here's more from Minister Fonseca.
There were competing opinions and different opinions on this matter. And so we can only deal with what came to us. As I said, what came to us was the legal opinion from Mr. Mendes, distinguished senior counsel, Queen's Counsel, and based on his opinion, legal opinion, the advice was that the government faced the potential for legal liability, and therefore we had an obligation to look at it. That was the advice, and we did that, and very quickly dismissed the agreement.
It's been several weeks since the nightly Mundialito draw and the Sunday lottery draw have been put on hold. In the interim, the government of Belize has been losing out on revenue to be collected from the sale of tickets. When we caught up with Prime Minister Briceño on Thursday, he explained that there has been an extension requested for agents to apply in their respective districts.
Mundialito, sir, a lot of revenue is being lost.
Yes, but then we'll get a lot more when it's launched. As I said, we have to do it well. The former Prime Minister is looking at every step we take to see if we're giving them any chance to be able to sue us. Now, if we'd have done it hurriedly, you would be the first one to tell us, oh, you don't cook this up and you want to give it to somebody. Some people asked us to even extend the time for them to apply, and we've done that. I think it's going to close, the 15th of July. So we are doing everything possible to do it properly and to ensure that the Belizean people benefit from the Mundialito or the Belizean Mundialito lottery.
But you have a timeline for when it will come back?
I believe that I certainly think that by next month in August.
After the break, the Belize Hotel Association held its annual general meeting to discuss the hospitality industry. But first, here's the weather update with data from the Belize Met Service.
The Belize Tourism Board, Mars Production, and Pelican present the biggest show to hit the jewel we call Belize. It's the Belize International Music and Food Festival 2.0. Join us on Saturday, July 29th and Sunday, July 30th at the Marion Jones Stadium with live performances by Morgan Heritage, the dancehall queen Spice,
Me's a girl, me no fight over man.
Busy Signal,
Turn up for them stairs,
Afrobeat sensation Rotimi, the biggest dancehall artist for 2023, Byron Messiah, alongside Skinny Fabulous, Jadelle, Earth and Owls, Mr. Warming Up Adam O, and Lyrical. It's the Belize International Music and Food Festival 2.0, July 29th and 30th. Come savor the rhythm as we pair music with the best of Belizean cuisine. Sponsors are Belize Tourism Board, Pelican, Niche, Pop, ICB, Wine Smith, eCash, Dolphin Production, Digi Wallet, Channel 5, Love FM, Creme Radio, Channel 7, Vibes Radio, Fiesta FM, and OYE Radio.
biggest fight in semi-pro basketball history, scheduled for 5 brutal rounds. Let's get it on. Hurricanes with a vicious right hook to the jaw of the Tiger Sharks in game 1. Down but not out. Sharks answers with a massive left jab to lay out the Hurricanes in round 2. Here comes the Hurricanes with a ferocious power shot to the body of the Tiger Sharks in round 3. Back and forth they go. Who will win the decisive game 4?
They're playing basketball.
This Friday night, July 7th at Belize Civic Center, starting at 9 p.m., is gonna be the battle between the 3-time champion San Pedro Tiger Sharks and the 2-time champ Benny's Belize Hurricanes in an all-out war for Game 4.
War in the East.
This game will be the biggest of the season. 2 storied franchises with multiple championships like the Celtics and the Lakers. It's the San Pedro Tiger Sharks, led by Francis Naitiarana, Kyle Stewart, Jihad Wright, John Kelly, going up against the Benny's Belize Hurricanes, who will answer with Clancy Cooper Lopez, Victor Vito Evans, Kirk Shabba-Smith Jr., Alex the Legend Carcomo, Jamil Harris, and Chris Frazier. Will the Hurricanes close them out and win their 3rd championship? Or will the Hurricanes be eaten alive by the Tiger Sharks, forcing a decisive Game 5? Bring out the entire family this Friday night, June 7th. Belize Civic Center, 9 p.m. sharp. Canes versus Tiger Sharks. Lots of giveaways, Tiger Shark style. After party at Thursday. Sponsors Maya Island Air, Tough Enough Tours, West Track, Sandy Point Resorts, Joseph and Taylor.
Tiger Sharks with a confident win again.
Calling all business owners in Belize. The second Belize Investment Summit 2023 is on its way on August 30th to September 1st, 2023. Join us at the Grand Caribe Belize in San Pedro for 3 days of networking, presentations, and high-level discussions with key local and international decision makers. Do you have a business plan or are trying to expand your business reach and you just need the right investor to make it happen? Then you need to attend the Belize Investment Summit 2023. Don't miss out on this chance to take your business to the next level. Register for the Belize Investment Summit today at www.investmentsummit.bz.
Digi users, vote for your favorite KTV contestant by texting the contestant's number and sending it to 588. Voting will be open from 8 p.m. on Tuesday until Sunday at midnight. Each vote costs 55 cents. Smart users, vote by texting the number of votes followed by a space, then your contestant's number, and send it to 5885. Each vote costs 50 cents. Here are this week's contestants.
Me encantan las gorras retecaladoras, que tengan hermanos que no sean celosos, que tengan sus novios caras de babos. Me encanta la vida, me gusta el amor, soy aventurero, revacilador.
The moon, you shine like the stars. This is for you, wherever you are.
Been given, so I'm never gonna dance again the way I dance with you. You didn't feel the same. Heartbreak anniversary. And you're like this every time. You need and know you want. 'Cause I can't make you love me if you don't. And I hope the angels know what they have. I'll bet it's so nice up in heaven.
And take my breath away if only you would say, I can love me better, baby. Can love me better. I can love me better, baby. Can love me better. I can love me better, baby. The greatest love of all.
Tune in to KTV The Remix Season 5 every Tuesday at 8 p.m. live only on 5.
Today, the Belize Hotel Association held its annual general meeting at the Best Western Belize Biltmore Plaza Hotel. It provided a moment for its members in the hotel, accommodations, service, and hospitality industries to discuss how the past year went for them and how they want to steer the next year ahead. President of the association, Reynaldo Malik, told News 5 that there is a whole new aspect to tourism that those in the hotel industry are looking at as a marketing tool for visitors.
In 2022, it reference to the revenue, the total revenue that overnight tourism generated. We did already exceed 2019 total revenue numbers. So from that perspective, we're doing well, but that's there is heightened ADR, or the ADR is much improved since 2019, but that's as a result of revenge travel that has been taking place for the last 18 months, so to speak. In the industry, we pretty much figured that revenge travel is coming to an end, and what we're kind of drifting into is more of a phase of people are just, I want to do now, I don't want to put off things for later on. So it's changing phases a little bit, but whichever phase we're in, it still bodes well for Belize in 2023, and 2024 is starting to look pretty well as well. The central point of today's AGM is talking about not necessarily an introduction, but really a pivoting away from where we just sold the rooms as the primary attraction, and that beach and the sun and the sea as the primary things that we sold. We're pivoting away from that and getting into more of immersion travel, which is where we're selling the experience. Or experiential travel is the other term that you'll probably hear used most commonly. And what that is that now we're selling what we have, the things that differentiate us from the competition. So everybody in the Caribbean, Mexico, Costa Rica, they all have the same thing: sun, sea, sand, right? But then there's Belize, and we have sun, sea, sand. We have the longest living barrier reef. We have the Great Blue Hole, Maya temples, rainforests, jaguar and marine preserves.
Rice and beans.
Rice and beans. You know, we have food, we have culture, we have people.
What's unique to us?
These things are unique to us.
The ITSAT STEAM Academy, located on the IT Vet compound in Belize City, is geared to provide lessons in science, technology, engineering, arts, and math, collectively referred to as STEAM subjects. For the Ministry of Education, it's a new approach that seeks to provide a new transformative secondary school education for students. It was developed in partnership with the Massachusetts Institute of Technology and the IDB. It will begin with a first cohort of 75 first-form students, and that number will grow over time to around 300 by 2026. Today, the Minister of Education, Francis Fonseca, told the media that the entire compound will not be finished in time for the new school year in September, but that the first building will be ready and they will start from there.
I am assured that it will be ready. The entire structure will not be ready August, but one of the buildings, so we will start with one of the buildings, which should be completed at the end of July, and then I am told that the other building will be completed the end of August. So yes, there's a lot of work going on there. I think they have like 96 people working on the building with a sense of urgency. So I'm confident we'll be able to start, and then, as I said, in a month or two later, the entire project will be completed, but we have a plan to start.
10 days ago, the Freetown area representative and his constituency office teamed up with the Taiwan Embassy to offer a basic entrepreneurship program for single women in that area. Today, around 50 women from the Freetown division are now equipped with the know-how to better handle the small businesses or the job that they have. We spoke with Freetown area representative Francis Fonseca, as well as Monique Gomez, a security guard who thought it important for her to take part in the training.
We were very happy to be able to partner with the Taiwan ICDF mission here in Belize to carry out this training. It's a it's part of a bigger project that the Taiwanese are promoting, which is women empowerment, a big women empowerment project. And this was specifically aimed at equipping single mothers in the Freetown constituency with basic life skills, self-care, but also equipping them with the capacity to not only find employment, but create employment for themselves. So those were the two basic objectives. So every day there was a different topic. They focused on interviewing skills, even basic things like how you dress for an interview, how you prepare for an interview. But they also taught them basic skills about accounting, basic accounting practices, opening a bank account, the importance of saving, the importance of balancing your books when you're running a small business. Many of these women here who participated in this workshop are small business entrepreneurs. They have very small businesses. They wanted to find ways of making those businesses more efficient. So that's what this was all about.
I work at niche. Our security, I work at niche. Thanks to Mr. Francis and Miss Marlene. They give me that amazing job, and I love it, and I stick to it, and I'm willing to hold on to it as long as I could.
So how did this course help you, or how will it help you to hold on to the job?
Well, I learned a lot of different things, and it will help me because, like, when I did at work, I get upset, I get tantalized, and this program teach me how to become all of that, to work with all of that, just like, no pay no mind, instead of give an attitude, say, yes, I like it. You have a good day today.
Anger management.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And did you pick up anything, maybe one of these days you'd want to open your own business, anything from the entrepreneurship part of the program?
Yes, ma'am. If I have to open any business, it will be sales stuff, because I get stuff to sell from the US and what's not, and I learn a lot.
Art pieces from 14 young Belizean visual artists are currently on display inside the Image Factory on North Front Street. The exhibition, entitled Young Blood Art Exhibition, was created by Zadia Flores, an art instructor at St. John's Junior College. We stopped by the exhibit ahead of its official opening tonight to learn more about the pieces and the artists behind them. Flores told us more.
When it comes to the inspiration for the artists, it varies. So some of them are a little bit more into expressing color, expressing techniques, while some are more into self-expression. So you'll notice a couple artworks are focused on colors, focused on the meanings behind the types of colors, the colors themselves. Mr. Samir Habet, he tends to focus a lot on expression and the facial expressions of people. So when it comes to his artworks, he is inspired a lot by street art, street graffiti, and he tries to capture that in the backgrounds of his paintings, and in the foregrounds he tends to capture the expressions of people. So there's a sense of happiness in some, sense of longingness, sadness. So each piece from him has a varying emotion, and it's up to the viewer to interpret that emotion. The artist, Miss Tiara Glenn, is a current student at St. John's College, and she focuses a lot on technique. So she tends to focus on the patterns in brush strokes, the colors, and capturing a sense of realism in her artwork. My artwork itself focuses on interpretation by humans. So all of my artworks are abstract in a sense. So it's up to the viewer to interpret the art based off their own personal experiences, their feelings. So someone might interpret a piece as a flan-inspired piece, but someone else might interpret it as a galaxy. It's all up to the interpretation of the viewer. So it's really important for the artist to see that support from locals here in Belize, because as artists, we tend to feel very isolated when it comes to our artworks. We're usually alone, painting, doing our photography. So seeing people come out and appreciate that artwork, give you feedback, helps you realize that you are appreciated, that your artwork is not just in vain for yourself, but it is supported by people.
The pieces will be on display for the next several days. When we return, National Curriculum Framework for Teachers in August.
Sign up for Smart Share Plan and save big. Whether you're a small entrepreneur starting up your business, a student on a limited budget, or a family trying to save, this is the plan for you. With unlimited SMS, calls, and data, we help you save. Get up to 5 lines for as low as $30 per line monthly, only with Smart. Sign up today at any Smart showroom or sales manager countrywide. So get your business going, share more memories with friends, and be ready for the day with Smart.
$10,000 primary school students from across Belize will benefit from FIFA Foundation's digital education program. This afternoon, the Ministry of Education, the FIFA Foundation, and the Football Federation of Belize signed a tripartite memorandum of understanding. The objective of FIFA Foundation's digital education program is for students to acquire knowledge and develop skills related to digital education, computational thinking, programming, and robotics education. The MOU has a lifespan of 3 years and will target students from Standard 2 to Standard 6.
This is in keeping with Belize's own new national curriculum framework, which seeks to ensure that our students receive values and principles, innovative knowledge and skills that are relevant to attaining sustainable human development in Belize. Under this MOU, the Ministry of Education commits to identifying schools to participate, encouraging participation and implementation of the program, providing updates, and developing a strategy for the long-term and sustainable promotion of digital education. Science and technology, as well as physical education and wellness, are two of the key learning areas in our national curriculum framework. Collaboration, digital literacy, character development, emotional intelligence, critical and innovative thinking, effective communication skills, multicultural appreciation are all areas of competency identified for Belize's education system.
We are very happy to be here back again. We arrived here a couple of years ago with another program of FIFA Foundation, it's Food for Schools, and this is something that will complement and expand the help that we are bringing together with the Belize Football Federation, the FIFA Foundation, and the Minister of Education trying to give the kids these new skills for the future works, no? Digital education for 10,000 youngsters around the whole country in vulnerable contexts, and they will have a chance in this digital education program to know how to programming, how to make robotics. They will create their own robots to play football, and this is a combination of on and off the pitch, football on the pitch, off the pitch, through digital education.
On the topic of curriculum reform, the Ministry of Education is preparing to engage teachers in extensive and intensive trainings in August. The training will be geared towards delivering an in-depth understanding of the 7 competencies outlined in the new National Curriculum Framework. The new curriculum was piloted during the last school year. Dr. Louis Zabane, the Minister of State in the Ministry of Education, says the outcome of the training will be an increase in the performance of students across the country in the upcoming school year.
Our new curriculum framework is focusing on competency-based education, and that entails working with mastery of competencies through knowledge acquisition, skills development, and values and principles. So in the skills development portion of competencies, we have activities such as sports being critical to the development of character, of collaboration, etc. for our young people. This coming August, we will have quite extensive and intensive trainings of our teachers who are very enthused about this change, this transformation of education, where now it is focusing on our children and on activities that will excite our children in the classroom. And so teachers can see a difference from this last school year where we piloted this around the country. This summer we're going to be focusing on particular areas of training. So you heard about the competencies, the 7 competencies that are in our national framework. We're going to be getting into depth on what those actually mean in terms of building mastery for our kids from preschool all the way up to university.
The 2023 Anthony Mahler Mundialito tournament is holding its final matches on Sunday inside the Berger Field in Belize City. The season saw 10 male teams and 6 female teams compete against each other over the course of 11 weeks. The top 4 teams have been selected. Those teams will face off in the finals. Among them is defending champion Belize United, a football club that started as an after-school program for Belize City youths. Poised to win a 2nd consecutive Mundialito title, we stopped by their practice session this evening at the Marion Jones Sporting Complex ahead of Sunday to find out how they have been preparing for the big matchup.
One day I was just watching the TV with my brother, and then he was watching football, and then I started to like it. Then I started to continue playing.
What has it been like playing against all these other teams and actually winning and defeating them?
It felt very good defeating them, and like the competition is very good, like it's very structured, and I just like playing football. So when they brought all of us together, I was like playing the competition and all.
How often do you guys practice, and how much practice do you think it takes to be as good as you guys are?
We practice 3 times a week, and I think you just have to try to come to every practice to get better.
Most of our boys are really boys from the south side of Belize City. This program came into being in February 2018. And since February 2018, we have been here every Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, except during the COVID period. Yeah. But since then, it's been a long journey for us. When we started, it was the idea of this football club is to get boys off the streets during the evening time after school. So it has always been an after-school program, and we are trying to create an avenue, an environment for young boys to have a safe place where they can play, express themselves through football after school, so that the streets don't take them on. You know, when they are idle out there, nothing to do for them, they tend to want to go on the streets. When we started this in 2018, we have a crop of boys who, whenever we go out for competitions, we were always being beaten. Some teams beat us like 7-0, 10-0, because we were just starting. But what I told the parents and the players at that time is, this is a process. Don't worry about us losing now. We are going to get there. And when we start winning, trust me, nobody is going to stop us. And I don't chase nobody away. We don't do that. Whether you are registered with our team or not, as long as you find your way here, you are welcome. It's a program for all of Belizean kids, not just players of Belize United.
I started to play football around 2015, 16. So on a Sunday, my dad take me out to play a little ball because I like to watch football on TV, and so I started to love it. I like watch Lionel Messi.
You're one of the best teams. That's no argument there. What is it, would you say, that makes you guys so good?
Passing around the ball. My coach, sir, he had the best coach, sir.
Tim August began experimenting with breadfruit as an alternative for French fries some years ago when a customer asked him for breadfruit instead of potato fries. He decided to take his popular meals to the public, offering the breadfruit as a staple side in all the variety of meals he prepares. It took off like a wildfire, and now August has decided to package fried breadfruit and sell it for people who are looking to use it to prepare quick meals. We met up with him on Coney Drive, where he was busy selling fried breadfruit with fried chicken. He told us there will be fried packaged breadfruit in all different variety, depending on how you want it.
What I did 12 packets, and I opened one each day. So right now we're up to day 12 testing it. But my plan right now, since it's just an inception, we're just going to target the market local, so people can, in a week time, the most it should be gone.
Still good.
Yes, so we're not going to go into the stores very hard. We're just going to be putting a few, and then we'll be there to promote it. Today, we just launched it today, Channel 5, of course. And then we're going to be starting on Monday. We're going to start in Dengue. And then I'm going to come to Belmopan. And then maybe San Ignacio, then back to Belize Day. So that's why I'm giving Belize Day a taste from today, so that they're not complaining that I left there for last or left there. So this one is salted, and I know for dietary people and the health market, will definitely, that's why I'm putting it out, and I'm asking people feedback.
So
yes, like tell me if you want it baked, if you would like it roast, if you want it salted, unsalted, seasoned, spicy, and then we'll go from there, and we'll see which one hit the market the hardest. $7, it's almost a whole entire breadfruit in the bag. So, and you can use it for nachos, chips, and as a side with a burger. So I'll be doing it in different shapes and sizes. Also the taco shell I'll be preparing, so that you can make your own breadfruit tacos.
No preservative?
Absolutely none.
Up next, a stranger's kindness is returned years later.
Smart introduces Real Unlimited Postpaid Plans. providing customers with unlimited talk, unlimited text, and unlimited data. Now that's a real great deal. With Smart Plus, Share 1 and 2, and Enterprise 1 and 2 plans, you can talk as much as you want, text as much as you want, and for the first time ever in Belize, you can enjoy unlimited data with your postpaid plan. So come in and sign up for an unlimited postpaid plan and enjoy limitless possibilities. In addition, other plans such as the Flex Junior, Choice, and Select have been boosted with a lot more talk, text, and data, providing you with the best value for your budget. Be unlimited with Smart. It's time to power your dollar with Smart.
This week's Look on the Bright Side tells the story of a small act of kindness and how it returned full circle. Sabrina met a young man who never forgot a stranger he met and the impact he had on his life. Over a decade later, he's showing his gratitude and paying it forward in his own act of kindness. Here's that story.
On the Bright Side is brought to you by Uno, a brand committed with the future.
Jervin Robinson was only 17 years old when he met Lincoln Saunders by happenstance. Sitting on a park bench, thinking to himself about not having enough money for food, Jervin asked a stranger for help.
I was sitting on one of the seat them, and I saw Mr. Lincoln was walking from Radar Stadium side, coming up to the bridge, to the gas station, and when he reached close and like something in my mind, they tell me, I only have $2 on me at that moment, got my child and everything, and something told me at that, what, only he want me to pass by the stretch, no vehicle, nothing, and asked this man for $2.
Lincoln Saunders was a retiree. He also had no wife or children. When he met Jervin, he decided to strike up a conversation.
He asked me where I want the $2 for. I tell him I want barley bread, I know bread, last all you eat like half. Well, some people say they eat a whole one,
You wanted food?
Yes, He dig down in his pocket, he come up, he say, got $2. How much am I got exact?
I don't remember.
I always tell me about 150 he say me have. I tell him, well boss, I got $2 so that I could meet to buy the bread and thing, so I'd appreciate that and thing. And he start to, he made work abroad is at that moment. He made take lunch break and he may have to head back to work and thing, and I tell me, I'm a scout leader and everything there, so.
All this conversation you guys were having the first time you met?
Yes ma'am, like about 15 or 10 minutes,
That brief conversation blossomed into a friendship. Lincoln then mentored young Jervin. A short while after, Jervin found himself in trouble with the law. He was remanded to prison for a case of robbery that he did not commit, and Saunders was the first person he called.
I only know if he number to heart and everything.
So he was the only number that you knew?
No to heart and everything, which if I know Mom's one to I still contact Mr. Sanders.
Why?
Because me and him get after I leave time till we meet till in my situation where I get now and to all the goodness where he do for me, still beating on my head and everything. So the man me come and bring back whatsoever and try hook me up with the liar and everything.
Many times Saunders would walk from the Hattieville Junction to meet his friend Jervin at the Belize Central Prison, and after Jervin's release, they kept in touch. He made frequent visits to his senior pal and offered help in any way he could. But in 2021, he noticed a change in his friend. The diabetic and hypertensive elder was declining in health.
His shirt there like half and he like way over the chair and he didn't respond to it. But I tell him no, my calculation now from the chair to the room whether like by the door for your bed, you shuffle and 3 days and I see you in the same clothes, same condition, same way. No, you to go out of order. Out of order means, to my knowledge, you to go down, You need help. I can't really help you in a situation. I don't do much, but I tell our boss you have to left fire.
Jervin and his mother took in Saunders and his younger brother Clyde, also a senior that required supervision. Both elders have since made the Robinson residence their new home.
He sleep down there, and Mr. Saunders sleep here, and, I said no. I build a bed for the Lee 1, 2 where we're good and anything, so on. So I left her in a corner.
Caring for the elderly is no easy task, and Saunders has not only fallen in age, but his underlying conditions also impact the quality of his life and the challenge of his care. In a moment of reflection, Saunders shared how much this act of kindness means to him.
I never realized that the time would be coming, or the time would have come like this, that the said young man that I helped would be helping me now. And that's the reason why I believe in helping people. Because you never know what could happen. When I don't help you, you let me forget about that. I gone. Having this young man helping me and whatnot, I appreciate all that he is doing for me, because then even some of your own children who wouldn't want to bother with that anyway. And therefore, what he is doing for me, I'm very grateful for him, for what he's doing for me, because then they're not all children anyway when I go through that. They are putting up Sister Cecilia home, all that thing there, right? And from my knowledge, I realize that what he is doing for me is very important, because I would instruct him how to do certain things, and he would follow my instruction, right? And concerning the various medicine, what to use and what not. And like I said, I appreciate all that he has done for me and is doing for me at the moment.
You are crying. What are you feeling?
The emotion. Like the Father just touched me again. To hear it with what I do. With all the struggle, but I know he still got his brains and things regardless with, so I know he, and he just touched me spiritual so I could do more goodness, even though I'm tired.
If you ask either of these men in both their times of need, they would have told you that they stumbled upon an angel. What began as a meeting of strangers over $1.50 has become a strong paternal-like bond, a friendship of 17 years, and an example that an ounce of kindness can reap a heap of reward. Looking on the bright side, I'm Sabrina Daly.
On the Bright Side was brought to you by Uno, a brand committed with the future.
From now on, when you visit Uno, you will experience an A+ power in all fuels. Dynamax has evolved into Dynamax Plus. The new formula with the ultimate technology and additives provides an A+ power and A+ performance. Dynamax Plus, available in diesel, regular and premium. Try it today and reach further. Uno, a different energy.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at channel5blees.com, on our Facebook and on YouTube. I'm Annalyn Apollonia. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at News 5, have a happy and safe weekend. Good night.